Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video I'm going to use these molds again. They're always a favourite of mine at Christmas. That I always do them in 2 layers. They've got all this gorgeous embossed detail, very fine detail, which really lends itself to polyurethane resin, which is very fluid. It cures very fast, so you've got to work quickly. So I'm going to do these in 2 batches. Each one of these I've got the amount of polyurethane each one takes, but basically if I do the tree and the round one first, that will be about 55 mils, and then the star and the heart are also about 55 mils. They're slightly different each one, but I've done the calculations on these previously. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to mix up 60 mil, and then I've got a snowflake mold off to the side. So if there's any left that's still pourable, that's where they'll go. I learned the hard way the first time I did it that I cannot do all four. The stuff cures just too quickly. It's insanely fast. So that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do for the second layer, previous videos where I've used these molds, I've kind of done a semi-translucent background with a few stars on. I'm going to go different this time. I'm going to let that layer cure, then I'm going to dust the mold with some of these chrome powders, the color shifting chrome powders. I love these. I've used them before on my channel on a few projects and they are just gorgeous. So that is my plan. I am going to obviously let the poly cure first. It doesn't take very long, and then I will be using the apex resin after that. So together the two molds, all four molds, sorry, will take about 200 ml of resin. So I'm going to mix up a full cup of that. If I've got any left, again, the snowflake molds are at the side, ready and waiting to go. So I've got 2 beakers ready. I'm going to go 30 ml of part A. Polyurethane is measurable by weight, and you use equal parts of each. It's 30, and then we'll take that up to 60. Right, mix for 30 seconds. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, mix. I used this in a recent video, so you'll probably be familiar with this process, but this stuff cures very quickly. So you mix it. The minute you start to feel it warm up in the cup, you've just got to get it in the mold, because if you don't hurry up, particularly with these molds, you will not get it to flow inside all of those intricate embossed details. Try and get it actually in the mold rather than... Oh, I've overspilled everywhere. The panic sets in with this stuff. Let that creep a little bit and then get into this one. Try not to make such a hash of this. It's very fluid, so it does find its way. But it's also easy to pour too much and then it overflows on those bits, which is not ideal. A little bit more in that deer. This is thickening up. I need to get more in here. Quick in the tree. Top of the tree. Oh my god. Come on. Okay, is that in? Okay, I think that's all those bits done. Let's do the same again. 30 ml of each part. Same again, mix. Okay, let's get that in here. These ones are not as intricate as the first two. Okay, that's those filled. Right, so I'll let those cure fully, and then I will clean off any overspill, and then I'm going to go in with the chrome powder. I've chosen my colours, the stuff is cured, so I'm just going to go on and dump this on there. So I'm going to, these are flakes, so I'm going to try to actually buff them in a little bit to get a chrome finish rather than the mottled opal effect. But if I do get the opal effect, I'm fine with that as well. I really loved the skull that I made with these powders, and I was toying with the idea of just dumping it and tapping it and not blending it fully to be chrome, because I just loved the effect so much. So I think I'm still torn, to be honest with you. It just depends how well they buff into the silicone. These things are so static. Somebody gave me a tip in the comments on how to calm this stuff down so it's not quite so mental in terms of flying literally everywhere. I can't remember what the tip was, so if any of you, I can't remember who gave me the tip, but if any of you know how you can stop these flakes from trying to eject themselves out into space the minute you put a brush near them, that would be very welcome, because this stuff's mad. So that one is so beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. The colour shift is insane on those. These powders are, well, these flakes are just immense. I bought them as nail art products, but they're just amazing in resin. This one is one of my favourites, this beautiful green and pink colour shift. Interesting to see what these turn out like, because they are a bit different from how I've used these moulds before. But I just thought it'd be nice to do something a little bit different. I know that people tend to want traditional with their Christmas stuff, but I know when I'm out and about, if I see something that's just a little bit more unique, that is something that I like to buy one of. So I've got a real mixture of decorations on my tree. They tend to be, I have different trees in different rooms and they are sort of a theme. But if I've just got like a random needle felt mushroom in with my traditional kind of Victoriana stuff, I just love that. I love having just different. I like to have just one of something that's unique. This purple blue one is another of my favourites of these. It's just stunning. Final one, I'm going for this quite unusual pinky, greeny, olivey kind of colour. This is one of those colours that's really unique in this set. I'm going to be sneezing this stuff, I swear. It's just going up my nose. I've seen quite a lot of very colourful Christmas decorations in the shops this year. A kind of 1980s colourful Christmas resurgence going on online. Nice. So they've all blended in really well into the silicone, apart from this one. So I can't tell whether I just need to put, no, actually when it's tilted I think it is fine. No, it's all right. I was thinking I put loads on, but from this angle it doesn't look like it's very well covered. So that's those on. So next job is to mix up my resin off camera. As I said, I'm going to colour it black with my Vista black liquid pigment. So I'm going to put my respirator back on, and I am going to mix my resin up really thoroughly for at least 5 minutes, so I know it's thoroughly mixed, and then add a little bit of this Vista black liquid pigment in there. we'll be good to go. It's been 36 hours and I am really excited to see how these have turned out. So let's demold. Pop that out. I love these chrome powders, so I can't wait to see what these look like. Okay, let's turn these over one at a time. Oh, that is so pretty. We've got some sun today, so I will bring you down to show you what these look like in sunlight. But that blue chrome background is gorgeous. That is so pretty. Yeah, when I tilt it that way, it's pink, then it's purple, then it's blue, all with the kind of nice mottled, multicoloured background. Oh, the colour shift on that one is insane. So many different colours. Oh, these are so pretty. Wow. This one, the colour shift on this particular one is one of my favourites out of this kit, because it goes from like a deep green to a yellow green to gold, through to pinky orange, through to like vivid pink. They're just so unique. And that one as well, just the range of colours that you get with them, it's just bonkers. And I really like the fact that it hasn't just fully buffed out to a smooth chrome finish as well. I actually really like the more mottled effect. They are stunning. Now the only problem with this is what colour ribbon do you put on when the thing is changing colour so much? I might have to have a think about that and go and check out my stash. But right, I'll bring you down to see these up close and check out this colour shift, because it is insane. Right, here's the heart, so you can see the different colours. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The star is gorgeous. Purple through to blue. It's harder to pick that up on camera, but stunning. I'll turn around and put them in sunlight in a second. I just want to show you up close here first. So much colour difference on this one. Beautiful. Bits of loose flakes everywhere. And here's this one. Wow. All right, let's turn around and see what they look like in sunlight. So here they are finished. It was actually really hard to find ribbon that looked right because they change colour so much. But the purple looks really nice with this one. It's very blue and purple, that one, which is just beautiful. This one goes kind of through teal to green to pink. They're just incredible. So pretty. Now I've used a kind of goldy orange ribbon, like a dark gold for this one. Again, so many colours that this shifts through and it was really hard finding one that I thought worked. This one is really pink on that side, but then goes through pink to green. It's just mad. It's really hard to capture the colour shift on camera properly. But yeah, they're amazing. I love them so much, and I'm glad I managed to find some ribbon. Some of this ribbon's actually recycled from a gift box last year, so it's always good to put that to good use. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.